Hello students, welcome back to your history class. Today we will do a quick revision of chapter 3 and then discuss some question and answers. Chapter 3 is an empire across 3 continents. So if you look at this, we have Central Europe, you all have Africa. This is the Roman Empire, and this empire, you can see it's in 3 parts, 3 continents, that is Europe, Africa, and little part of Asia also. Over here, it even extends till a little part of Asia. So this empire was so huge. So the Roman Empire covered a vast stretch of territory that included most parts of Europe, a large part of the Fertile Crescent, and North Africa. 2 powerful empires ruled over most of Europe, North Africa and Middle East between the birth of Christ and the early part of the 7th century. The 2 empires that we will discuss are the Roman Empire and the Iranian Empire. They were the rivals of each other. The Persian Empire and Roman Empire, they were each other's rivals. Very important to know the geographical features of Rome, that is Roman. Their empires, they lay next to each other, separated only by a narrow strip of land that ran along the river Euphrates. If you look at the map, you will see that the continents of Europe and Africa are separated by a sea that stretches all the way from Spain in the west to Syria in the east. This sea is called the Mediterranean Sea. Here. If you look at this map, you can see this is the Mediterranean Sea. And it was called the heart of the Roman Empire. Rome dominated the Mediterranean and all the regions around that sea in both the directions and north as well as south. To the north, there were rivers, that is the Rhine and Danube, and to the south, there was a desert called the Sahara Desert. This vast stretch of territory was the Roman Empire. Iran controlled the whole area south of the Caspian Sea, down up till the eastern Arabia and also large parts of Afghanistan. These 2 superpowers had divided up most of the world, and that the Chinese called Tachin, that is Greater Chin, roughly west. The Roman Empire can be broadly divided into 2 phases, early and late, and it is divided by the 3rd century as a sort of historical watershed between them. The whole period down to the main part of the 3rd century can be called the early empire, and the period after that is called the late empire. So almost up till the 3rd century, it's called early Roman Empire, and then it is called late early empire, or late Roman Empire. Now let's talk about some question and answers that will help us sum up the entire chapter. Like last time, we will sit with our textbooks for this, but I will not be giving you all time to find the answer. Rather, I will be discussing it together. Okay, so today we will do 11 of these. Tomorrow we will continue from 12. Question 1 is throw some light on the geographical situation of Rome and its influence on her civilization. So over here, the answer should be framed that every country is affected by its geographical situation, and so was the case with Rome. that was the center of the Roman Empire. Italian peninsula had penetrated deep into the Mediterranean Sea, which provided impetus for the growth of foreign trade. Because of that, there was a great foreign trade. The land was fertile and there was plenty of rainfall. All this led to thick vegetation, and this frequently attracted the foreign invaders. So one is because of its placement in the Mediterranean Sea, it increased their growth, foreign growth, trade. But at the same time, because its land was very fertile and it used to have thick vegetation, it also attracted lots of invaders, foreign invaders. The land was scarce, and it was consequently the hunger for more lands, which was the motive that drove them to expand their empires. In 1st century, they had conquered all area around the Mediterranean Sea, that is Greece, Turkey, Egypt, etc. Okay, so this is how you will write about how the geographical features influence Rome. How did it influence the Roman civilization? Next question, which three continents was the Roman Empire extended to? Europe, Africa, and Western Asia. Then how did the Romans conquer Carthage? Now Carthage, it was a North African country. Its frontier lay along the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. It was at war with the Roman Empire for about 100 years. Sporadic wars were going on between the two countries. At last, in 202 BC, the Romans defeated the renowned general of Carthage named Hannibal in the Battle of Zama and occupied Carthage. I repeat, at last, there were already wars going on since a century between the two countries, between Roman Empire and Carthage. But at last, in 202 BC, the Romans defeated the general of Carthage, who was named Hannibal. This battle took place this battle is known as the Battle of Zama, and finally they conquered Carthage. What sources can be used to know about the Roman Empire? The scholars have sufficiently source material to know about the Roman Empire. This source material can be divided into three groups: articles of contemporary historians, documents and inscriptions and manuscripts, and finally ancient Romans, especially the buildings, monuments, and coins, artifacts. Okay. What is papyrus? Papyrus was the petty stem of a water plant that was used to prepare a material for writing, and the Romans used to write on it. It was just like paper. This plant grew on the banks of River Nile. The Romans got this plant from Egypt and started to prepare paper from its pithy stamps. Papyrus papers are found in thousands even up till this day. We get a lot of important information about the Roman civilization from this papyrus. 6. Name two powerful empires of the first 7 centuries which had a great influence. I repeat, name two powerful empires of the first 7 centuries that had a great influence. From birth of Christ to the first half of the 7th century, there were two powerful empires which ruled the major part of Europe, North Africa, and Middle East. These two empires were Rome and Iran. Okay. Next, what do you mean by the Republic? The Republic was a governing system in which the real power was with a body named Senate. In it, a small group of rich people had great influence. This class was called the nobility. Okay. What was the period of the Roman Republic? The rule of the Roman Republic lasted from 509 BC to 27 BC. After that began the period of Roman Empire. Who were the three major players of the political history of the Roman Empire? The three major players of the political history of the Roman Empire were the emperor, the senate, and the army. Till the time they worked together, the Roman Empire continued to make progress. However, when they showed differences, a civil war began between them, which proved fatal to the empire. I repeat, the three players were the senate, emperor, and the army. So, first they used to work together and they made good progress. Later on, some differences cropped up and a civil war broke between them, and this proved fatal to the empire. Who was the Roman emperor that began to dream of conquering India? It was the Roman Emperor Trajan who dreamt of conquering India. He ruled over the Roman Empire from 117 to 138 AD. He was an ambitious ruler and he wanted to expand the empire without thinking like that of the Muhammad Tughlaq. The frontiers of the Roman Empire had already expanded a lot. The Roman Empire was spread over three continents. Then how did the Roman Empire emperors maintain the control over it? The Roman Empire was spread over three continents. It is said that the Roman emperors had established many city centers at far-off places such as Carthage, Fincadaria, and Antioch. The Roman emperors succeeded to maintain their control over various provinces from these centers. So from these centers, they were able to control they were able to establish control over the entire empire because they had created centers in the major provinces. Okay, with this, I end today's class. We'll continue tomorrow. Till then, stay home, stay safe, take care, keep studying.